This is a Cincy fan talking with LP. You can catch me on Twitter. That's a Cincy fan talking. You say it like it sounds, just leave off the G. If you have ideas for the show, you can reach me at Cincy_fan talk at yahoo.com. If you have any suggestions for the show, make sure you leave them there. Who knows, you might find yourself as part of the show. Any feedback would be definitely appreciated. And also, make sure you hit the Linktree page that's on my Twitter. Make sure you click on that. You can find all the different ways to contact me there. Enjoy the show. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of a Cincy fan talking with LP. This is LP. Appreciate y'all spending a little bit of time with your boy with another episode. Definitely appreciate all the love and support out there. Rocking with me with another one of these good old-fashioned episodes. As always, make sure y'all check out the Linktree. Flow some support there. If you can't donate to some of the causes, just make sure you share out some of that stuff, because if you can't float out some dough, maybe somebody else can. So sharing that out would definitely be the move. So do that for me. 100% would appreciate that. So for the first time in a long time, we're gonna keep this first segment on the local tip. So we're gonna cover some Bengals and Red stuff. I don't really want to talk about the Bengals. I do, but I don't. I feel like I gotta, and I gotta talk about the Reds, because the first time in a long time, they done made it to the playoffs. So we gotta hit on them in a little bit. So we gonna hit that, then we're gonna kind of spread out a little bit. So I just don't get the logic of the Bengals. I figure I just hit the bad stuff before I hit the good stuff. So we just kind of go like that. I just don't get the logic of the Bengals. So the Bengals didn't lose on Sunday. Sorry about that. They didn't lose on Sunday, but they didn't win on Sunday either. I mean, what's a tie? I mean, is a tie a win? Is it a loss? It's both, actually. It counts as half a win and half a loss. So it is crazy. I mean, real talk, they both should have lost. I mean, they both should be 0-3. I mean, I didn't know the Eagles were as trash as they are. I had no clue. I mean, they're going through a lot of injuries. So, I mean, that's probably like a big part of their trashness. Carson Wentz fell off. Like, I mean, he fell off the face. Like, yikes. Didn't know it. Man, they need Nick Foles back in their life, for real. But for me, and it's just for me, for the Bengals, it all goes back to that offensive line. I mean, it's twofold. One thing you can fix and one thing you can't fix. I mean, the game was trash. I mean, I only want to get back to the game, especially the way it ended. For me, it's not really about that game. The game is symbolic of what the Bengals need to fix. They need to fix two things. One thing can be fixed this season. They can fix the defense. They can tackle better progressively throughout the season. They'll get Geno Atkins back. The defense will gel. They'll probably ditch their defensive coordinator at some point. And they'll get it together. I feel like the defense will get it together at some point. But the offensive line, you can't fix that offensive line mid-season. That offensive line, and I hate this quote, the offensive line is what it is. I hate saying it is what it is, because, like, I hate that level of acceptance. Like, I don't like that. When you say that, you're basically saying, I'm good with things the way that they are. And You should never be good with things the way that they are if it's bad like that. And it's bad like that. You shouldn't be good with that. But apparently the Bengals knew that that line was trash and they didn't do anything to make it better, even though they got a quarterback first overall. And if you got a quarterback first overall, what do you need to make him successful? A good offensive line. I mean, dude, make it make sense. Like, I put this on Twitter. You got to follow me on Twitter if you're not following me on Twitter. A Cincy fan talking. Spell it how it sounds, leave the G off. So, you buy a house, right? What's the first thing that you buy when you buy a house? Normally, they make you buy it. Insurance. You have to get the insurance. Does it really matter what you put in the driveway? Does it really matter what you decorate the house with? All of that stuff is cool. It makes the house look good. But if you don't have insurance, you can lose all of that stuff and you can't get it back. It's a wrap. The insurance is key. When you pay the mortgage, you make sure that insurance gets paid too. It's a fact. When the Bengals got Joe Burrow, the first thing they should have did when they got Joe Burrow is made sure they got an offensive lineman or two. And I know that they had Jonah Williams kind of waiting in the wings, and that's cool. But Andy Dalton caught a lot of heat in this city. He caught a lot of blame. And I said this on my podcast a lot. He caught a lot of blame in the city of Cincinnati for some stuff that really wasn't his fault. He ran around like a wild man the last few years here because they let Whitworth go. They let Zeitler go. They let a whole lot of people go. And they made Dalton look good because they gave him time to throw the ball. When Dalton had time to throw, he was above average. He did his thing. When he didn't have time to throw, he wasn't as effective. This is going to happen with Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow's going to be talented enough to get the job done. But if he doesn't have time to throw, Mixon is not going to be good enough to get the job done because he's not going to have the holes to get the job done. The wide receivers won't be able to have time to catch the ball. Nothing's going to function right without a strong offensive line. It just won't work. Every strong team you can think of has a solid to excellent offensive line. If you look through history, that's the way it goes. I mean, we can talk this to death, but strong team, strong offensive line. Once the Bengals think with that process, they'll be fine. If not, we'll be rebuilding forever. It's as simple as that. I mean, I won't even talk it to death. It's really that simple. You'll see the games play out just like that. You have to protect the franchise. You have to protect your investment. It's as simple as that. Protect your investment, Bengals. You got to get it done like that. The Reds, on the other hand, they basically did that. They got their investments, and their investments pulled through. It was a little dicey at first. I mean, it was looking bad. A lot of us are on Reds Twitter like, what's happening? And they got the last 11 out of 14, and they pulled it out. So Wednesday, finally playoff season around here for the Reds. And honestly, the key, game one. And game one is usually not the key in a 5-game or a 7-game series. It's usually not. But in this series, a 3-game series against a team like the Braves that can hit for power like they can, You got to get game one. It's going to be tough to win two in a row with the pressure on if you lose game one with your best pitcher on the mound. It's going to be tough. So you got to take game one. It's a lot of pressure, but you got Bauer on the mound. So he's kind of built for this. This is his thing. And honestly, the Reds have been in pressure situations since about mid-August. And real talk, this is why these wild card teams, this is why they do so well. People sleep on this fact. It's a fact if you look it up. These wild card teams, they do really well in the playoffs because they've been playing playoff baseball and playoff football, and there's really no wild card teams in basketball, but like those 7 seed and 8 seed teams that have to sneak in basketball, they do well because they've been playing for their playoff lives for like a long stretch of the season. So they're not really turning anything back on. Their switch is already on. It's been on for a long time. So they're really playing the same way they've been playing now. That's what the Reds have going for them. They're not flipping a switch. It's not like, okay, well, we have to really show up today. They're playing, in their minds, regular baseball. That's what they're doing. Whereas like these first seeded and second seeded and third seeded teams, they're kind of like, okay, it's the playoffs. We got to kind of kick it up a notch. The Reds aren't kicking it up a notch. They had to kick it up a notch just to get here. So they have that going for them. Now on the flip side, there may be a little bit of a burnout factor. There could be kind of, we worked so hard just to get here, we may be a little tired and we may flame out. But if you kind of look through history, game one is going to tell the tale. If they're really pumped up and they're playing hard, you're going to see in game one. You're going to see a team that's not tired, and you're going to see a team that's coming to play. That's why I'm saying game one is really important. And I feel like this team, they underachieved for like the first 45 games of the season. So I feel like we're seeing that true Reds team. So I'm excited for the Reds. I really am. Like I said in previous podcasts, I've been a Reds fan for as long as I can remember. It's exciting to finally have like Reds playoff baseball. So it'll be good to see. You're probably going to see this thrown around on ESPN. It's been since forever, since Cincinnati major sports franchise has won a playoff game or playoff series here in Cincinnati. I mean, FC Cincinnati pulled one out, but I mean, I don't think they were in MLS. I think they were still in the USL. So I don't know if they're going to really count that for us. So we'll see what happens. We'll see if they can pull it out. Game one is going to be the key. If the Reds can pull out game one, we'll have a fighting chance. Not even going to bring up the ghost of Reds and Bengals playoff pass. It's not even worth it. we don't even need the energy. Forget it. It's not even happening. Not even about to jinx it. So, nope. Not happening on this pod. Cincy fan talking. We'll be right back. Got a couple of odd wonders for you. We'll get into that in a second. Be right back. And welcome back to the pod. This LP. Welcome back. Hey, I got a couple odd wonders for y'all. So this kind of like my odd wonder segment. This stuff I kind of been wondering about. Stuff just kind of been popping in my head, I guess. So I'm gonna just spit it out and I don't know, just kind of see how it sounds, I guess. So I've been wondering why the press been covering Trump the way that they do for the past couple of years actually. It's just been weird to me. Like, I mean, we know what we hearing and we know it's not truthful, but I just feel like it's always like the press still is trying to play it like we got to play it like right down the middle. And I don't really feel like that's necessary anymore. I mean, we realize that Trump isn't really truthful. We realize that Trump is going to bend and twist and kind of shape things to fit his narrative. Like, we get that. I feel like it's the press job to call that out. And I don't feel like enough outlets do that. I mean, I get that certain outlets aren't going to do that. I mean, it's just not what they do. But I feel like there aren't too many outlets that do. I mean, like, they just don't. I mean, if somebody's telling you something that's not truthful, what I don't want you to do is play the middle and say, well, here's why it could be true and here's why it couldn't be true. I want you to simply say, look, here's what it said. Here's what he said. We found that that's not true. Here's why that's not true. I mean, I get that you want your news to be unbiased. But if you found through your unbiased discovery that it's a lie, tell me that. Like, don't be unbiased and then say, oh, well, no. If your unbiased discovery found something that's not true, you need to say that. And I don't feel like enough outlets do that. That's why what the New York Times did was so awesome, because they didn't try to shape shift what they found. They just put it out there. And they're like, this is what we found. These are the facts. Boom. This is what we got. Like, it's all in black and white. And that's what made it so lovely. It's like, how do you argue with data? That's why I like math so much. That's why I'm a math teacher. You can't argue with numbers. Like, 2 plus 2 is 4 everywhere. That's what makes the IRS so scary. It's like, you can't argue with, like, taxes and percentages. Like, you can't do that. Like, you punch that shit in a calculator, that's what it is. And you can try to, like, shove it under, like, paperwork, and you can try to, like, shift it to other people. But numbers are numbers and data is data. That's what made it so cool to see. It was like, this is what we got. And I feel like more outlets need to do that, because that's what we need. We need outlets to be like, here, this is the data. We found that it's untruthful. Take it for what it is. What we don't need is for you to take the narrative and try to shift it for us. That's unnecessary. We get that shit from so many places anyway. So we don't need outlets that we're supposed to, quote unquote, trust to do the thinking for us. That's unnecessary. We have our own minds for that. And I've been saying this on the pod from day one. A lot of people make the mistake of thinking that people in general are so weak that we can't take the truth. Mistakes happen that way. You'll be surprised at what happens when people hear the truth. You'll be shocked. You'll be surprised at how easily people can handle the hard truth as opposed to an easy lie. You'll be shocked. People can't handle the hard truth. They really can. People don't like the hard truth. People hate the hard truth, but they can't handle it. And I feel like That's where this administration fucked up. They really did. Trump and his homies thought that we couldn't handle the hard truth. They thought that we couldn't handle how scary COVID was. So they tried to sweep it under the rug. It's scary. It really is. But as Americans, we've dealt with scary shit all of the time. What we can't deal with are easy lies. Cover-ups will kill you. And that's what we're learning right now. You can cover it up, and that's easy to do. It's so easy to do. But the cover-up is the problem. Because you cover it up, and you cover it up, and it's all okay at first. But then the cover-up catches up with you. And once you cover it up, you got to deal with it. And then people don't trust you anymore. And then you got to clean up the cover-up. And that's what we're dealing with right now. Trying to clean up the cover-up. And we're 8 months into cleaning up the cover-up. And we're going to be cleaning up this cover-up for years. And people's lives have changed forever because of the cover-up. You can ask a whole lot of political figures and just everyday people who've told lies. And the first thing they'll tell you is, I should have told the truth earlier. Because the truth is way easier to handle than trying to lie and cover it up. And I feel like these news outlets, they kind of need to learn from that. Just tell us the truth. Simple and plain. The truth about Trump, give us that. I mean, we already know it anyway. Just give it to us in print. So that's kind of what I wonder. Like, why not just give us the rawness? Just quick and clean. Just easy. It makes sense to me. I mean, it's whatever. I mean, another thing I've been wondering is, LeBron, why does he not get his flowers like now? And he gets them in a lot of different ways. But what I mean is, like, the legacy that he's leaving on the NBA, why won't people respect that now? And the messed up part is, I know the answer to that question. Like, I know it as I sit here and, like, say this. Like, I get it. People don't respect greatness. And people don't see greatness when they're in the moment. And honestly, that's understandable. Like, it's really hard to see true greatness when you're in the midst of greatness. Like, you just don't appreciate it for what it is. It's very rare that you see greatness and you appreciate it for what it is. It is rare. I felt like when we saw Jordan, we appreciated Jordan for the greatness for what he was. It was rare that people saw that and appreciated it. But like, when we saw Jordan, I'm dating myself, but when we saw Jordan in college in 98 take that shot, we looked around and we knew we was looking at greatness. Like, we knew it. Like, at that moment. Nobody had to tell us. Like, we didn't have to, like, guess, like, dang, what you think we gonna think about that like 4 or 5 years from now? We knew what we were looking at when we saw it. We just knew it. There are very few moments, there are very few people that you can look at and go like, you looking at greatness. I think some people look at LeBron and realize they're looking at greatness, and I think some people don't appreciate it. Some people don't appreciate him and his basketball skills. I feel like he makes it look so easy that people don't appreciate it. And I feel like they're not going to appreciate it for like another 5 or 10 years. because he makes it look that easy. And he makes other people look like they're not trying as hard because he's like 6'8", 240, and he like glides when he does what he do. Like some people just do stuff and they make it look so effortless that they kind of go like, oh well, I mean, it's not that hard, and you kind of go like, dude, seriously? I feel like it's that. I feel like it's his finals record, to which I go like, seriously? This man has made it to the finals 10 times. Like, LeBron James is the finals. Like, if you want to say Bill Russell is the finals, I would say, yep, Bill Russell is the finals. Definitely. And I will also say LeBron James is the finals. I would say Bill Russell's number one. And I will put LeBron right up there. And if you want to say MJ, and if you want to say Kobe, you want to say some other people, I will put them right up there too. Because there's more than one person that's the finals. Bill Russell's definitely number one. All-time king. But for like the past 12, 13, 14 years, you say finals, you say LeBron James. Flat out. I mean, it's to the point where you put LeBron on the team, you can put that team in the finals. You name somebody else in the league right now you can do that with. If I was in my classroom right now, I would give some wait time. I mean, it's crazy. I mean, you can look at the teams that he's taken to the finals, and there'll be some teams you go like, yep, that team should have went to the finals. And there's some teams you'll go like, he took that team to the finals? Only Allen Iverson can kind of lay claim to that. And if you want to throw Dirk Nowitzki in there, you can say that too. But he won't get the credit. And it'll be a while before he gets the credit. It will be, because we don't appreciate greatness. And like I said before, but we don't appreciate greatness until like time passes. And like I said before, that's not a bad thing. That's just the thing. I mean, there's a lot of people in history that we didn't appreciate as great until they either stopped doing it or till they weren't here anymore. We just didn't appreciate it. We didn't appreciate the legacy that they left behind until they just stopped doing it. And then we were like, wow, that person really was good. I feel like LeBron James is going to be one of those people. I mean, I'm looking at Twitter and people are just making fun of him for going 3-6 in the finals. I'm like, you have franchises that haven't even made it to the finals. You have franchises that celebrate making it to like the Eastern or Western Conference finals. You have teams that celebrate that. For LeBron James, that's an off year. LeBron makes it to the Eastern Conference or Western Conference finals and loses, and people look around like, he really fell off. Man, he got some soul searching to do. Tough year, LeBron. I mean, it's just crazy. I mean, it's rare that you have somebody that comes out from high school, goes pro with all of these expectations, like crazy expectations. He's supposed to be the next Magic. He's supposed to be the next Jordan. He has all of these expectations that he's supposed to reach and exceeds those expectations. Like, breaks the ceiling on those expectations. Like, he literally changed the entire game. Like, literally. To the point where, like, the NBA is like a players' league now. I mean, players are calling their own shots. Like, I want to go here, and I want to play with this player, and I want this person to coach. And all of it happens. And that's LeBron's, like, that's his imprint. Like, that's his legacy on this game. That's him. Like, it really is. And I feel like he'll get that credit. It'll take a while for him to get that. I feel like he's getting some of it now, but as he gets a little bit older, more and more people, especially in the Twitter sphere, which is where all that hate comes from, because I feel like his peers kind of give him that. I feel like he'll kind of get more of that from, like, the lay people out there. But that's just kind of stuff I wonder, like, where does all that hate come from? Twitter is a weird place, man. It really is. Like, I just kind of sit back and laugh, like, wow. It's a funny place, but I'm there laughing at it all. I got some more stuff that I'm wondering, but I'm going to go ahead and say that for another time, because virtual teaching is wearing me out, but we'll talk about that a little bit next week. We'll get into that a little bit next week. I'm going to go ahead and tip on out for this week. It's been cool chilling out, talking with y'all, just kind of saying my piece. This forum is always cool. Shout out to all the podcasters out there. It's always cool interacting with all y'all out there. If anybody want to go ahead and kind of leave their little piece, let me know how they feel about what we talking about. Anybody want to give me any ideas, or kind of drop a little line, check out the end of this. All the information is on there, so if you want to be a part of the show, just let me know. But until then, life is good. Peace out. If you're not ready for the conversation to end, I'm not either. Make sure to catch me on Twitter. That's a Cincy fan talking. Leave off the G at the end of it, and we can keep the conversation going. Also, don't be afraid to hit that subscribe button so you can catch the next episodes. The episodes will drop every Tuesday. If there's a change in that, I'll make sure to let you know. Appreciate the support. As always, life is good.